Okay. Welcome back to Lenz Comic Corner, Classic Us Non-Classic, episode number 3144, Doubleshot number 3038. Basically, we have two Spider-Man trades by Cody Ziegler. You're thinking, really? Yes, really. A ongoing series that, unlike in the case of Deadpool, which that's ending for stupidity reasons, this book, no signs of it ending anytime soon. We have Miles Morales Spider-Man by Cody Ziegler, Volume 5, Blood Hunt. This contains issues 21 to 26 of Miles Morales Spider-Man Volume 2. Skipping over 21 22 because that's the Blood Hunt issues and discussed those already in an amazing round Blood Hunt. So, in the main issues themselves, in these four issues, 23 26, are the aftermath of the Blood Hunt crossover, where basically Sterling is reunited. Basically, she runs into her grandpa, the Vulture. Yep. After finding out he's a murderer, I think the only confirmed person he ever confirmed kill was basically the character Nathan from the 80s, from the Return of the Sinister Six. I think he may have killed one other person, but he didn't kill a lot of people. And she wants nothing to do with him. And then, of course, Spider-Man shows up. Of course, he thinks that this Spider-Man, which, of course, by the way, is not the same one he fought back in the 60s. Nope. Yeah, he probably thinks this is probably the one he fought for a long time to change costume. Despite the fact this one is this one's dating his granddaughter, obviously, but it's not the same guy. Yeah, this is Miles. The one he fought basically for a long time with Peter Parker. Yeah, that's kind of weird, though. The Vultures hang out in this book. Given the fact he's a Peter Parker villain. But I guess Cody Ziegler's like, hey, he is a Spider-Man villain, so why not have Miles fight a classic Spider-Man villain? That being the Vulture. And of course, Miles, basically, who's still a vampire at this point in time, nearly murders basically the Vulture. But lucky enough, basically, he's saved. Well, yeah, we'd be stopped, obviously. Sterling is not upset with him, per se, but then he's brought before his boss, Misty Knight, which basically has been there for a while, his therapist, and also mentions his girlfriend, Sterling, despite the fact when Bendis wrote it was not Sterling, it was actually something completely different. Because Salama didn't care about what Bendis established, let's have Salama basically retcon the ending of Bendis' run by pretending it didn't happen. How? Because I keep bringing this up. At the end of this run, it was set up that Bombshell and Miles would be a couple. After this kind of combination, these two become a couple, the next time Miles was seen, which for some reason he wasn't allowed to appear in Champions because he keeps saying he's still in the hospital for several months, and then as soon as it came back, there is no mention of this relationship at all. He dates Barbara again for some reason, despite the fact he broke up with her. And then this relationship ends, and then he starts dating Sterling. Because I guess we won't have a mixed relationship for no reason. Yes. I have always been baffled about Miles' relationships. Because here's the thing. Since he's been in the 616 universe, he has technically been in a relationship with 3 different women. Though they'll acknowledge 2 of them because Bombshell they won't acknowledge because she's not black. And here's the thing. Like, the whole thing of the mixed race couple thing of how some writers don't like this aspect. Oh, let's not have a mixed relationship. Let's have the characters be the same skin color because reasons. Here's 2 good examples of a mixed race couple, and they are wonderful together. The 2 most famous examples are Luke Cage and Jessica Jones, who are still married, by the way, and they still have their daughter. They're barely featured in comics. The other is Wally West and Linda Park. Linda Park is Asian and happily married to Wally, and they have 3 kids together. But God forbid we have Miles in a relationship with a white woman. It's like some people have in their heads that this won't work. To some extent, it actually has worked. The most famous celebrity couple, but one of the most famous celebrity couples out there who are wrestlers, who are a mixed relationship couple. That being Cody Rhodes and his wife Brandy, and they have a daughter together named Liberty. There's a good real life example right there. Another good example of this, Matt Damon is married to a woman who's Hispanic. Yeah, she's a boutique dealer, a little boutique shop, but she's Hispanic. She's not white. Last I thought, she doesn't look like she looks Hispanic. Or, let's see, what's another good example? Not much in comics I can remember. There was a time when Missy dated Iron Fist, and then for some weird reason they had her date Sam. Not sure why they had these two date for it, but they did. It was really weird. Not really clear exactly the reason why these two had a date for. By the way, this relationship was set by Rick Remender, and it was kind of explored during Rick Remender's run, and it was mentioned a little bit when Falcon has his own solo book in, and then has mentioned since then, because Misty, it's like, yeah, let's have a relationship with someone who's not black. By the way, her previous boyfriend before that, between Iron Fist and Sam Wilson, she briefly dated Paladin. Yes, he's a white character who was an old character from Daredevil. I keep harping on this because it's like Marvel will not commit, with the exception of Luke Cage, Jessica Jones. It's like some writers of Marvel comics will not commit to seeing a mixed relationship comics. It's like, oh, they have to be the same skin color for reasons per se. So then it'll help Miles control his vampire urges. Apparently, Miss then decided to contact the Black Panther. Yep, the Black Panther, who, by the way, in this book is still wearing the look he had from his last solo book. With the shield and the thing on his arm. Yeah, that's all still there. So he tests out basically his abilities and kind of buries himself. And this basically is a line from Miles. You embarrass me from my boss, my therapist, and my girlfriend. And my GF, basically his girlfriend. So then he creates a new suit for Miles. This is by far his third suit in this comic universe. Now this, of course, usually referred to as his default attire. There was one point he wore a slightly different outfit for weird reasons. And then he, of course, gets a new outfit, which is laced with vibranium. Yes, laced with vibranium. And it was meant to control his vampire urges. And apparently the reason why he was a full-blown vampire is because of his Venom Blast. I'm like, that's interesting. And mentioned last thing, all I basically was unconscious. I wasn't really a big fan of it. So in order to help him with his vampirism, it's revealed that Black Panther, after training him for a bit, of course, having another confrontation with the Vulture, which of course helps him out. So in order to help him train more, Black Panther is taking him to Wakanda. And that's the book ends. It's quite interesting. I do enjoy it for what it is. Yes, I keep harping the thing about, oh, this couple has to be the same skin color for no reason. Marvel Comics, I would love to hear an explanation of why he can't be with Bombshell. Yes, that's a very good question. Bendis set it up. Oh, because he let you. Let's get a chance to basically just pretend this relation never happened. This way I think you still keep the whole thing Jessica Jones, Luke Cage. I think the reason why they can't undo this one, it's popular, and two, it sells. And plus, it's been established since Bendis wrote New Avengers. These two have basically been a couple. He put these two together as a couple. They have a baby. Luke Cage is currently mayor of New York City, though Jessica Jones is barely featured in comics nowadays. But at least Luke Cage is still kind of there. But overall, this trade, I'm going to give a 9 out of 10. Next up is another Black Spider-Man, who is not Miles. And I kid you not, this is another Cully Ziegler book. Excuse me. Alright. We have the 4-issue miniseries Spider-Punk Armed Race. Yes, I say they're Black Spider-Man because this is Hobie Brown. Not Peter Parker, Hobie Brown. Yes. It is quite interesting that Spider-Punk got not one, not two, but 3 miniseries. As for why he got 3, Not really sure why. I guess Marvel thought that the books keep selling. Someone think, oh, maybe Marvel might give him an ongoing. I highly doubt they get this guy an ongoing. For one thing, he's not as popular. I think the reason why they keep giving him a miniseries, either because it's Kozuga's pet project of doing a book, or somebody at Marvel must have really loved pushing this character. I don't hate Halle Brown's Spider-Man. It's just that the small bits I give him are fine. It's just that why of all the Ultimate Spider-Man he's given multiple miniseries? Yes, I'm glad Miguel O'Hara gets miniseries. I'm glad that he should get an ongoing. If you think of like multiple versions of Ultimate versus Spider-Man who should get another ongoing series, one good one, I would love to see a book for him. Japanese Spider-Man. I would love to see one for him. Given the fact that basically Marvel kind of has rights to use him anyway, this Spider-Man is technically the trademark. That's why this version of Spider-Man is owned by Toei. So, this, believe it or not, was the third miniseries because there was a battle of the band. And by the way, this book, it's only 4 issues. Kozuga mentioned is the writer. The artist is Jason Musin. The cover art is done by Takashi Osakai. So, by the way, the whole thing with Spider-Punk, he is a rocker Spider-Man with spikes all over him. And, like, they kind of show his backstory. How was basically homeless and running from the cops. And he's exposed to radiation in the sewers. I'm like, is Cody Ziegler ripping off Jessica Jones, TMNT? There's like so many rip-offs for this thing. Oh, look! Toxic radiation in the sewer! And somebody got his powers. And we see this universe version of Miss Marvel, Daredevil, who's basically a woman, Riri Williams, who's known as Retarheart for some reason, Captain Anarchy, yes. So, they confront this universe version of Lizard. And this group is comprised of, looks like, I kid you not, Stego Dinosaur Man, looks like it, the Pterodactyl guy from X-Men, yes. Oh, by the way, this Maz Marvel, like, is this Marvel a guy? So Spider-Man 1, 2, 3, and of course you have basically music. Like, is the guy? Well, the suit looks very similar to the 616 version. Now, why he's called Captain Anarchy, I don't know. Riri is basically like a punk version of herself. So then, of course, they're basically found by the 2 Black Panthers universe. Yes, 2 Black Panthers. One is T'Challa, who's communicating via hologram, and Shuri. And for some reason, the bodyguards, the one who in the 616 universe had these very wonderful outfits, here it's because this is punk, so let's have everybody dress like this. For reasons. By the way, do we see T'Challa in the Black Panther suit here? No. So, the brown crowd will come to the spaceship, and we see everybody with these weird hairstyles. Yes, so we have this. Oh, and then the guy basically is like. Then he meets up with Dr. Octopus, who's also a punk too, because it's a punk universe. Yeah, and then of course you have people handing out. It's like, oh, punk this, punk that. Press a bunch of launch. And then you have his band just playing whatever. And, oh look, it's Dr. Octopus and a giant robot. Okay, that's actually quite interesting. Oh yeah, by the way, Hobby gets his own giant robot too. And they mention, oh yeah, this is Lupin approved, somehow. Yep, and then we see Bullseye, who apparently fires a playing card through a window. And I can't really tell with Matha if this is supposed to be a guy or a girl. I cannot really tell based on the way Ars draws this person. Same thing with Camilla. Like, is Camilla a guy or a girl? I cannot tell. This artwork is confusing how to depict these people of gender. So then they fight Bullseye, and then of course, they kind of basically overreact, and then we look at issue 2. We're like, oh, let's look like a version of Otto Octavius. We have Otto Octavius Punk, we have Octopus Punk, and it's not Norman. It's with this weird hairstyle because, and they have a spider base somehow, despite the fact that, oh yeah, they're recovering, and then basically it's like, yeah. And the whole thing is like, yeah, let's build this robot. And I love the artwork here. It's like, at this point, it gets a little better. And then eventually the guy who Otto was working with gets knocked out or supposedly killed. Then Spider-Man basically goes out to confront. First, they basically take on the Rhino, who is drawn really weirdly. Yeah, this is his Universe Rhino. Okay. Who has Rhino Smash on his knuckles. Okay. He gets punched by Captain Anarchy, despite the fact he's a Spider-Man villain, not a Captain America villain. Then he's kicked by Daredevil and Spider-Punk. And then we have this 2-page spread that was shown on the side. And then it leads, oh yeah, let's have Doctor take on the Spider-Man. And I like how basic his arms look, which look fantastic. Like, I like the design, just I'm not a fan of the hair. Like, why in the world is he nearly bald? Like, everybody's got these weird hairstyles. Like, oh yeah, let's build this thing. Yeah, and then for some reason about more robots. Yes. Beats Octopus and of course summons his robot, and then eventually we finally see what they call the Spider-Van. Which apparently is approved by Japanese Spider-Man. I'm like, okay, I like the design, but why the heck they call this a Spider-Van? I have no idea. And then we have a mech fight in issue 4. Yep, a mech fight. A fight. Oh yeah, and let's have this giant robot have a giant guitar as a sword and whack the octopus robot, and they fight for a while, and then eventually somehow they win. And then we see finally looks like Shuri in a version of Black Panther outfit. Looks, yeah, that's the Black Panther outfit. Looks very plain. Oh look, it's nanotech because Wakanda's love with nanotech. By the way, the Miles Morales Spider-Man suit, it's nanotech, and his mask can also do that too. So everything is all good, and also the Spider-Man has lost an arm, and that's the miniseries. It's okay, and I guess at this came out, I guess people like. Yeah, I read this and I'm like, I read this book and my first question is, why the heck was this book released? Is this book bad? Kind of. I'm going to give it a 5 out of 10. It's a very average book. But I still have one more left. Battle of the Band. The Band. Banned. Okay, whatever. But I did like the Miles Morales book. I did enjoy that one. This book I did not enjoy. Not at all. Then you might think, why did you review it? Because Cody Ziegler wrote it. I like review Spider-Man. I don't mind. It's just that I just did not think Spider-Punk needed a book. Like, Marvel, pick a different Ultimate Spider-Man to have miniseries. Not him. India was fine. I have no problem with India. I think it was fantastic. He's a great character. Like, get over Japanese Spider-Man. Oh, here's one. How would give an ongoing series Miguel or Spider-Man Noir, but given the fact he's basically featured in a recent movie? Yeah. So yeah, that's pretty much a particular review. Please be sure to like, comment, subscribe, turn notifications. So next up, basically we have is the Dark Elf anime. Okay, thanks again. Bye.